Today I'm going to talk to you about what I call the XY game. It's a variation of what is known as the prisoner's dilemma, and it has to do with game theory. And I hope that's going to help you. I think it can make a big difference in your life. So, my name is Maurice Kempner. I'm an attorney, real estate broker, consultant, and coach. Welcome to True Legacy Wealth Media. In the prisoner's dilemma, what happens is you've got two people who committed a crime. Now the police are after them. There's not a lot of evidence. And if both of them keep their mouths shut, neither one of them will do any time. Now, let's say if one of them talks, then the police will give them immunity, and the one who doesn't talk will get 10 years in prison. If they both talk, maybe they'll both get 4 years in prison for both cooperating. So that's a dilemma. What do you do? Well, most people are just going to talk because they don't want to risk the 10 years in prison. But if they both didn't talk, neither one of them would go to prison. That's the point. And so they both end up in prison with doing 4 years when really neither one of them had to do any time. So that's how this works. And the idea behind it is, how do you get out of that, right? Well, my opinion on this is you just don't want to put yourself in a position where somebody can do that to you in the first place. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but the variation that I use in this when I talk to my clients is what I call the XY game. Now, in this game of life and business, what happens is just like the prisoner's dilemma. If you play a Y, so in the prisoner's dilemma, that's where you don't confess, you don't say anything. It makes you vulnerable if the other person plays an X. So in this game, an X is negative and a Y is positive. So if you both play an X, you both gain some. You gain not being in prison for 10 years, or maybe you both gain in a business deal or some other kind of relationship thing, right? But you don't gain as much as you would have if you both played wise. So what I think you want to do is put yourself in a position where you're dealing with people in your relationships, in your business, your clients, all these people you do business with that are going to play it wide. These are people that are going to do the best they can do for you all the time, and you're going to do the best for them. Because what happens is if you do the best for them and they hit you back with an X, it's going to hurt you. It protects them, which is why they do it. People know if they play a Y, a lot of the times when you just come all out, you do all you can, people can take advantage of that. And so they'll play an X, they'll take advantage of it, and in that particular situation, they think they get it, they get ahead, right? But if you both work together, you have more. So if there's an X and a Y played from two different people, they have less, and one person really suffers. If they both play an X, like in the prisoner's dilemma, where they both confess, then you end up in a situation where they both have a little more, but they're kind of screwed in what they compared to what they could have had if they had just played wise with each other. Now, on this X-way game, you don't want to put yourself in a situation like in the prisoner's dilemma, where if you didn't cooperate, you're going to do like 10 years in prison. So you don't want to be in a position where you want to play a Y, but if you play a Y, it makes you really vulnerable. You want to avoid those situations. Just don't get in those situations in the first place. But if you're in a situation in business and on a regular basis where you play these Ys, and if people play X's against you, and it makes it so you have less, then don't do business with those people. Look for people that are going to play Ys. Always be out there looking for people that are going to play a Y, and you want to be a person that plays a Y. And I would explain this game theory to people and help them understand why you're doing this. I think it's much more positive, and everybody ends up with more. And you can see how this works. This prisoner dilemma idea works. So, anyway, I hope this really helps you, and I appreciate it if you like and subscribe.